Welcome to the Spiritual Principles Made Practical podcast. I'm your host, Scott Friedman, and today in my morning meditation, I got to record a podcast around the theme of trusting myself. So I don't know where this is going to go, but I guess we'll find out together. I mean, one of the things that, I have really based my life on that's really worked really well is that I trust the inspiration I get in meditation. And one thing that is really proven amazingly accurate. I mean, I'm shocked at how accurate it is. Like, I mean, not even like 99%. I'm talking 100% of the time. When I've had an idea that was accompanied by such a profound inner congruency that I viscerally felt that thought or idea has always been accurate and that I can trust it. So if I get an inspiration to, of some piece of wisdom, um, I'm trusting it. I'm going with it. If I get an inspiration to take some action and it's accompanied by a energy of joy or enthusiasm or profound peace, I'm doing that. I'm doing that because I know that every thought that I act on has an energy or an emotion tied to it. And then if I act on that thought, that energy or emotion will become a bigger part of my life. So obviously, I want all the joy, enthusiasm, peace, inspiration, wisdom that I can get. Right? I mean, it's kind of like goodwill. I have this phrase that I love. It says, "There's no such thing as too much goodwill." Well, there's no much thing as too much good peace, or inspiration or wisdom or love or joy. Uh, so I have trusted my ability to connect with my inspiration in a way that guides my life well. And so I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to learn in this uh, podcast and where I'm going to be inspired, other than to just take greater ownership of the fact that um, things have always worked out for me. It's been dicey at times, let me tell you, very dicey at times, but they've always worked out. and and I trust that they'll continue to work out. I mean, that's sort of I went to school and have a chemical engineering degree, so I'm predisposed to the scientific thinking in some respects. And one aspect of scientific thinking is that if you can if you can reproduce reliable results, then you've got something that's accurate. And that's certainly the case with my meditation practice. I've been able to reliably produce accurate results, and so I'm going to continue to trust that. I will say that there's part of me that still doubts, right? It's like I know, for example, this would be an example of greater trust, and maybe this is why I was inspired to record this podcast. We'll see. Is that I know for a fact that the proper use of money is to use it to support love, joy, happiness, peace, and that if it's used to do that, that's the proper and beneficial use of money, and we should do that. And nevertheless, there's still part of me, and I inherited it. Okay, no, I don't want to blame my parents. I mean, they were great, but um, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to let go of the money. and and sometimes, you know what? Spending the money creates upliftment and joy and happiness, and those are things that money should be spent on. That's what money is for, is to enrich our lives. And so, even though I have what I'll say, a predilection to hoarding money. I just don't want to let it go. I don't. If I can save $2 on my Subway sandwich, I want to save that $2. But I need to, reinforce the idea that, it's wrong to hang on to money and refuse to spend it when there's an opportunity to spend it that creates joy and love and peace and inspiration and wisdom and benefits everybody, I would say, except my bank account. But then ultimately, I believe that, the bank account will grow, as a result, just not that particular day, right? So, so that's been an issue for me because I've been reticent to pay for help that would benefit me and other people and be joyful and stuff. But I've been um, willing to kind of take that jump, but it's a nervous jump for me because I don't like to spend money, right? And it's like, eh. But anyway, that's what I can think about in terms of where I need to trust myself and trust what I know, and that um, you know I can think of all kinds of things that I've spent money on that have turned out wonderfully. I mean, just like so happy that I spent the money on that, and it so enriched my life, and it was so wonderful. And I just need to remember that use all the same criteria that I use for everything else. If the action is inspired, if there's an emotion tied to it that is uplifting, then take the action, even if that action is parting with that dearly beloved dollar. You know what? Sometimes we gotta laugh at ourselves. I wrote an article one time entitled "Planet Earth Sense of Humor Required," and it pointed out the fact that we think one thing, we say something else, and we do a third thing. We're crazy, and it's like, and the only way to make it through this lifetime is having a sense of humor about ourselves and our foibles and stuff. I mean, and so that's why I'm laughing about my crazy predilection to not spending money in ways that I know would benefit me and other people. So, and I know I'm not alone in that. I know you're out there. I know there's lots of you that have the same thing going on that I do. And I just need to trust that, by uh, being me, that everything's going to work out. And it always has. I mean, I'm 71 years old. I'm in great health. I got money in the bank, Don't want to spend it, but it's there. I mean, I've got a marriage going on 40 years, I mean, I don't get into it with people, I have good relationships with people, so I mean, I gotta say it's working. It's working. So I just need to, I guess, reemphasize trust in myself and trust in the fact that any activity that has an emotion tied to it that is an uplifting emotion that I want more of in my life is an activity that I should participate in, even if it's spending money. And I guess I need to reinforce that right now, which is I'm gonna guess why I was inspired to record this podcast. So there you go. So that's kind of where I am. I bounce around from various perspectives. One is like being where there is no separation, let alone money and people and stuff. It's all just being all the way down to, uh, you know, uh, I gotta make sure I got enough money in the right account at the right time to cover the checks, kind of, and everything in between. So, we work with whatever perspectives that we're engaged with in the moment. And that's just how we do it, and sometimes it's um, curious as to, the level of energy and perspective that we're engaged in. But it is what it is. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm inspired to share about today. There's a million other things I could talk about, but that's what I'm inspired to share about. So there you have it. You can reach me for um, If you have a win-win in your life that you would like to share to inspire other people and to reinforce your ability to identify and implement win-win solutions, let me know. I'll have you as a guest. You can contact me at scottfriedman40@gmail.com, SCOTTFRIEDMAN 40@gmail.com. My books are available on Amazon. You can find links to them on my website, www.thoughtcoachingbyscott.com. And I offer coaching because guess what? We create with our mind, and to be able to have some support to know what's in your mind, the thoughts that are there, and to be able to choose which ones to act on and which ones not to act on wisely is true freedom. And so I can help with that and help you move some of your thoughts from the unconscious to the conscious, where you can make choices about them and understand that some of your conscious thoughts are true and some of them are false, and that you have the power to choose which ones you act on and to reinforce that. And lots of other good things. So anyway, if coaching is something that you feel inspired to do with me, let me know. scottfriedman40@gmail.com. Okay, so that's it for this show. We'll talk to you later. Bye.